Good morning, everyone. We're about to get started. Market's just about to open. We've had a little push up overnight, but you know my go to. We're going to be on SPY. Let me get to my actual chart. So we're opening about almost $4 up. So we're going to have a gap. So we're definitely going to be paying attention to that gap. You can see the trend line we had yesterday. So we came back up over that trend line. And I think I have my indicators off. So let me cut that gap on so you can see it. If you don't already have a trading view, definitely drop trading view in the chat. I'll send you my code. We're definitely not paying for trading view right now. You can do the 30-day free trial. And then once we get to 4th of July, Black Friday, that's when we would like to purchase. But let me know where you guys are checking in from. What's on your radar for today? Thank you so much, Kate Watts, Emeka Human. Oh, no one, thank you so much for being here. So let's get some money. We want some money before lunch, but we're not going to jump into any trades immediately. We want to let that market settle a bit. But I did draw this trend line yesterday. You could see we had a high, lower high, lower high. And at the end of the day, I thought we'd probably try to retest it. We didn't, but overnight it did pop up. So what could be some of the catalysts to this overnight movement? Well, um, a lot of the market has been down all week. So naturally, bears have gotten some money. Now, bulls are going to want to eat too. So if we go over and we look at, thought I had one open already. Yeah. We can go take a look at Forex Factory for today. And we can see 9 a.m. we're going to have this preliminary consumer sentiment. So overnight, we had a little bit of movement. We've had different tickers come through and report earnings. So again, markets just subtle. I wouldn't buy into this too much because the overall trend on the daily, I think we had just hit the 20. And so I want to let this settle. We're just in the first 5 minutes. There's no need to gamble and be like, oh, it's bullish. Let me go ahead and grab a call. We want to wait. Let the candle print. Market just opened. We haven't even been in the market 3 minutes and people are already having bias. Well, my first bias would be we're probably going to come back down into this gap and I'd want to get a put. So I'm going to keep an eye on the puts. But if we do break bullish, I want to see us hold above the trend line, probably get a little bit above the resistance of yesterday, that 682, before we even kind of get some hit legway. Italy, oh my God. Now that is a new one. Kimberly, thank you so much for checking in. Good morning, soft swag. So again, we're gonna make some money. We want that $100 before lunch. I That's one of the things I really pride my brain on is getting people $100 a day. Can you make more? Yes, you truly can. But I try to go with something that people can consistently do. And people will come in, they'll win some, they'll lose some, but you can consistently make $100 a day. And once you've mastered that for about a month, you can move that up to 1,000 by buying more contracts of that one ticker. Y'all see that 1 minute candle? What did I say I wanted us to get above? That 682, and boom, we've already done it in that one candle. So you'll hear people on the internet, they'll be boasting and promoting, I'm the 10-minute trader, the 5-minute trader. They could get in this candle, take a call, and they're done for the day. Boom, it's over with. Like they've already made their return. Market is already up uh $6 overnight, but from the open, we're already up almost $4. So again, I'm not gonna chase it. I'm not in. I didn't swing anything. I'm not in anything. So we're gonna sit and wait. I added some random contract. I saw some puts on the option chain that I want to bring to you guys' attention while we're letting the market settle. But I came out here and I was looking at the chain for February the 20th because seasonality shows us that the market pulls back in February. So I like to go hunt the chain. And I came across these contracts right here at 530 and 525. And there's over 100,000 in open interest here. So that stood out to me a lot. I don't know if people were in these positions before we had to pull back over the last 3 days, and they're moving out of them. Or some people said this was probably a debit or credit or a credit spread. I don't know, but it stood out to me. It makes me feel like we're going to have some more lows in the near future. So keep an eye on these contracts. I definitely added them to my watch list, but on accident, I also added the call side. So if we go over here to the call side, volume and open interest is very thin, but these contracts are up. The contracts were about 1,400. They're already up 600%, or no, 14,000, something like that. It's up 6%, like $600. So just for kicks, put the 525 calls and the 530 calls and the 525 and 530 puts on your watch list. Keep an eye on those. Good morning. Thank you so much. Gianni is in Korea. So again, we got a lot of internationals checking in this morning. I really appreciate you guys for checking in. Let's get back over to the chart, see if that candle is going to settle, or are we going to continue to push up. I'm going to stay in the range. If we keep pushing up, we could look at the 684 and the 686 contracts. I'm going to go ahead and add those to my watches. Won't be greedy. We may not even have to be here long. So let's look at those contracts. For 684 are going to be 263, and those 686s are going to be $161. Again, I'm letting the market settle. If you're trying to scalp and get in here, we're seeing that resistance at that line. A lot of people look at my chart and say, Chaz, why do you have so many lines on your chart? Well, they're the previous levels. I teach my students how to do a top-down analysis, so I'm able to see up until about the 52-week high and down to about whatever the lows were in 2020. I keep all the levels in line. I freak you guys out. I go up on my daily and we squish in, or if I come up on my weekly, there's plenty of lines and levels. This again could freak somebody out. I got levels all the way back down to, what is that? Move 665s and beyond. So, I mean, I just keep my levels. It works for me. It may not work for everybody. So I'm definitely watching these. I'm gonna see if we kind of run out of gas, because we had already popped up $4, and we're gonna pop up another $2. Let's see if we get any rejection for puts. If I start looking at the puts, I'd be looking at a retracement back through this gap at 680s and no lower than probably 678s. So I like to put those on my watch too. So those are 125, and 678 is 87. Now, I don't have any bias in here. Again, the market has just been fairly bearish. If I go up on the daily, I hide everything on the chart. Everything. And then auto fit, you can see we were selling down. But what did we get right here? There's a strong support, and that's where it bounced previously. We had buyers here, sold down briefly here. So if we get another sell down and this thing starts dropping, my next support after that low of yesterday, that's 676. We have another low here of 671, and the low here of 652. Now, this candle has popped up bullish. I have an alert line here, but let's see how it continues throughout the day. I also want to give you guys a preview of what happened last year. And I find it very, very fascinating. I think I left it on the chart. Let's come down slightly. Now, if you guys remember, February of last year, market sold off because Trump said the T word. He said tariffs. And we can see here, we had a drop from about 606 down to 554. I think that was roughly about $60. So if we come back into where we're actually trading at now, in that range, all I did was clone that same range and put it right here. So midline of this range push us down to 666. And if we go to the bottom of that, we're at 635. So those lows on that contract are not really absurd. And those contracts are like $13, $14. And I'm like, okay, if a person buys one and we actually see we get us halfway here, those contracts are going up like 300%. And I'm like, if this is a hedge fund sitting here and they bought three let's say they bought 30,000 of these contracts and the market just moves down $30. These contracts are still gonna produce income. You got $2, sorry, $1 on the delta, $2 on the theta, but these are very cheap. But if we do get some crash movement, it's kind of safe with them being out the money. So I want y'all to just really watch those. Again, it's something that I just saw, and I want all of us to kind of profit from these things. So make sure you got your eye on those kind of put contracts, because we might see some kind of crazy and selling. So I'm gonna go back to my regular trading chart. We're gonna watch this play out again. We're hitting this resistance, and we're gonna see if we get pulled back. What are you guys watching? Thank you, Kira. Philly in the house. Thank you guys so much. What you guys watching? What trades are y'all taking? How much are y'all starting with today? So I can know the budget of what kind of contracts we want to take. Um, I got a little about 400, and we're gonna look at probably spending about 2 or 3. It's still holding up. I don't get in the first 15 usually. Again, sometimes I like to chase and get in and get out. But since I'm with you guys, I'm going to be a little bit more cautious about it. So we're going to give this at about 8:45. We do have that preliminary information that's going to come out. Um, with inflation expectation and consumer sentiment. So I'm going to chill, not take a play until we kind of see something boiling. Palantir is down due to earnings. We go up. Had a harsh drop here. And they're kind of picking back up. So that's good on their recovery from the other day. Got down to 128. Buying back up is a good opportunity if you're getting those ETFs to get dividends weekly. So if you are, take a look at Plenty. I'm thinking about doing a class or a live about some dividends. And if you guys are interested in dividends, please drop dividends in the comments. If you're doing the replay, comment dividend. That way I know y'all are interested, and this is something we can take a look at. I probably won't go through every ticker that we have, but I will give you one, and that way people can start getting dividends while the market is down. Again, if you know when to start buying, when you look at the VIX, drop that number. I'm going to tell you guys in a minute, but if you know, because I've said it, I think I've said it on live a few times, and if you work with me one on one, you know those particular levels of when we should start going shopping. So if you know what that level is on the VIX, let me know below. I'm watching SoFi right now. What do you think? I haven't really looked at SoFi. Thank you, Free, for checking in. What are those 2 contracts again? Somebody drop in the chat the 2 comments. And the 2 contracts, they are the February 20th, 525 and 530. Get the calls and inputs and look at both. It's just a little standout on the chain. And like I said, I accidentally added the calls when I was trying to add the puts. So I'm kind of watching both. So make sure y'all drop those in the chat. I'm in the calls 90 for 220. Take a look at free time. What's the ticker? So fresh. I think I missed it. Which Oklo. Oklo is way down. Dividends. I'm trying to keep up. Y'all are moving fast on me today. So I gotta keep up. I gotta work on I gotta put my second screens up so I can watch these on a different monitor. Where Spot's about to hit 685. It's coming up. We're seeing some wicking. So if you don't know what wicks are telling us what's happening on both ends. So if we're wicking to the upside, that's letting us know buyers are coming in, but sellers are pushing this back down. If we got wicks to the bottom, that lets us know that sellers are trying to push it down and buyers are coming in. So we can see that battle right here. $685 hit. All right, so let's look at that. OKLO. It's got a gap up here. You're in the 90s for February with a 7. You got a week. 90 is an interesting strike. Tell me why you picked the 90s. I probably wouldn't have picked the 90s. That's fairly far out. I probably wouldn't have went more than maybe 75. 90s a bit much. Especially with the ATR and how much it moves. That strikes a little far off for me. But let me know what's the background, like what fundamentally had you thinking about the 90. Why'd you pick that one? Let's go look at the strike. Y'all know I like to go deep dive. Let's go find the money. If I was in Oklo and I'm getting that monthly contract on a swing and we're thinking bullish, I want to follow the money. Why? Weeble's being whacked. It's not showing me my prices. Let's try that again. There we go. Yeah, it's not showing me anything. I gotta wait for this to catch up. It's not syncing. But volume and OI are not showing for me. So let's let that catch up with itself. And then I can look back at Oklo. Oh, we're already up 86. This thing is gone. Gone, gone, gone. It has retraced the gap. Y'all can see that previous gap. So again, I was looking for this gap to fill. We've retraced the gap from the 4th. So now we may want to come down. If we don't, that next buck stop is 688. So again, let's look at the call contracts because we did add both. And let's see have they hit $100. So the calls we were looking at were 686 and 684. Those are up 25%, $68. And the 686 is up $37. So not quite 100. They're still looking good. Let's see if we're going to get some resistance here as we fill the gap from yesterday. Not overnight, but yesterday. So that was a good. Again, you can see how people kind of how they monetize. They're the 15-minute trader, the 10-minute trader. When they kind of risky, they're getting in right off the open and take advantage of that move. If we had done something like Tesla, it's probably had a big pump here. So again, right off the open, we're right at my resistance line, and I haven't even looked at it. I probably depending on price. Again, I probably wouldn't take Tesla. I'd probably take TSLL. But since it is Friday, kind of Lotto Friday, let's take a look at the contracts because they are affordable. So most people think, oh, Tesla's so expensive, and it is throughout the week. But once you get to Friday and there's zero DTE, they get way more affordable. So again, we could have got in um for less than $200 here. Um, Market's looking bullish, like it wants to turn around. We're about to hit 686 over here. Next resistance, I got a couple of levels, but next one might be 688. I'm still gonna wait until we settle a little bit more before I jumping in. If we look at anything that 686, 688 calls, I definitely be in place, but we're getting a little more resistance right there. If you took a trade already, let me know what you got in him. Spy calls 684 plus 7. What's the plus 7 also at? 684 plus 7. Again, I didn't get into the morning first pump, so I'm gonna see what is this the continued trend or is this the overreaction, and then the true trend comes in. But we are above that trend line. We're getting back in this range. Be a trend from that line in that channel. But can we get above the gap? That's the real thing. That's that gap back here. Will price action be able to get above there? I didn't see anybody drop about the VIX. So when we want to go shopping, like yesterday, the VIX was over 20. That's kind of an alert for us to know things are like 10, 20% off, and we can start getting into plays. And when we're in that 25 to 30 range, definitely over 30, we can definitely start grabbing shares or particular tickets. And I just want to put it out there. This is not financial advice. This is for educational purposes. But that is a strong area where you would want to start loading the boat on your shares when the VIX is high. 71, gotcha. I hate the freaking delay. I do too. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know if I need to stream directly with YouTube or use StreamYard to get the paid version. Again, they know how to make you add more money or to start purchasing stuff. But I like to utilize everything free first, and then I'll start making these purchases. So we'll see if I upgrade to the paid version so uh I can show the comments in real time. I'm getting a little bit of bearishness. Now, what lets me know I'm ready to take a put? Well, I want to see us break below, like us hit a high of the day, and then we break below a resistance level. So I don't just jump into my puts. I'm inspecting the reversal. I look for the reversal to set up. So here's a support. Here's a previous resistance line. These are our rejections. We're hitting the high. A little bit of a doji hammer, but nothing confirmed. So again, I'm gonna wait for that 9 a.m. news, and then we can see what we got. If we get a continuation for the upside, we're gonna jump in calls. If we don't, we're gonna get those puts and let them things truck out. Because if we reverse into this gap, that's gonna give us about $7 to the downside. So I'd rather take that 7 versus these 5 or 6. And that's still not bad though. And with less certainty, because I don't know why they're buying up other than the market's been down for the last 4 days. I don't know what's bullish for them. Why is the sentiment change? Oh, for sure, for sure. I love StreamYard. It's helpful, but I'm still navigating. And again, before I pay for it, I want to use everything free, use all the tools, work out the quirks, because you don't want to use that on the pay side, because now you're paying for it but not getting all the full benefits. So that's why I always tell you guys, hey, don't just jump into buying trading for you just yet. We can use the free version, wait for they when they do that big sale, and then we can grab it. And my Discord is dinging and dinging. Money is made. Some people are already done for the day because they had already gotten in. And I know some people revenge trading today. You don't have to run into the market. No revenge trading. There you go. Up over 100, 684 calls. That's beautiful. I added it to my watch list. I see what 686s are up $55. The 684s. Yep. I'm seeing 95, 99. There's the 100. So had you taken the calls when I added the 684s to the watch list, you've already hit your $100 for the day. You're free to close and get up out of here. Um, Again, can you make $100? Yeah, but this contract was $260. So I like to be realistic with people. Can I make $100 a day? Yeah, but you're not going to make it with just $50 or $100 in your account. You're going to need a little more capital. Those on a smaller budget, even the 161 contract is only up 63. So depending on your budget is how much you can get per day. It's about how much capital you have to be able to leverage. And this thing is still on a tear. I got 7 more minutes. No, not me. Just where it's at. Yeah, it is there. So I'm glad you added to your watch list. Salt Swag is watching this. I'm watching it. Thank you so much, Kier. So again, I'm not in. We missed the move, but if anybody took it, it has printed out. But that's just the way I work. Will you miss some moves? Yeah, of course. Like I don't catch anything, but it's about following your system. I look at my pre-market, I look at the things, and I didn't go through that, and I might start coming on a little bit early so we can look at pre-market. And if you don't know what pre-market is, the options market opens at 8:30 Central Time. The pre-market is what's before that. So here's the low of pre-market. And if you see my charts mark, those are the dotted lines. So that lets me know it's pre. And then there's the high of pre-market. And I'm going to dot that one too. So I marked the high and low of my pre-market. You can use an indicator in here that put that on your chart as well. I just manually do it. So we got above pre-market high and that thing took off. There's the pre-market low. Now I know my trading range. So if we come back down, this will probably be like a TP1 if you got two contracts. That'll be TP2 at like a 677. So let's just go and add those to our watch list as well. Some 680s and hold on, 685 put to the watch list. And then we're going to do a 680s. We already got that one. And what was that? 687. That's what we don't have. That 687 is $40. Now, how do we know we're getting our 2-point setup? Again, if you work with me or there's that 2-point setup. We got a high rejection, and then we're looking for that close below. Boom. And now we can get a continuation. I'm going to add these for giggles. That contract's up to $45 on the put. We are 5 minutes early, but I'm going to just see what I get because it's only a $45 contract, and I'll still have capital to be able to trade. So let's see if this thing continues to push down. Usually I wait for another candle, but it's 40 something bucks. I'll set it at $5, $10 stop. But if this thing just wants to like knife down and retrace, that contract can make a decent amount. But I'm keeping my stop loss very close. All right, and make a human. Are you able to execute these through TradingView as link brokerages account on Robinhood and Webull? No, you're not. Everybody asks that. I've asked Webull, can you do that? I'm sorry, I asked TradingView, and you can paper trade and trade for shares, but not the optionable contract. If you wanted something like that, I believe TradeStation, which would be the next on my list to start trying out. I believe you're able to execute that on TradeStation. But if I come in here on my trading panel, did they move it? They're already moving stuff because it was down here on the panel. That's the screener. I don't know where it went. Like it's usually down at the bottom here. And now I don't see it. But yeah, oh, there it is. Trade. They keep moving these things. So you're able to trade any of these, and like it has We Will Pay. You have TradingView. Tasty Trades, you might. I'm not sure. You got Interactive Broker. You got TraderVate, TradeStation, and the paper trade if you're doing futures. And then it does have Webull, but I specifically asked, can you trade options from the chart? And it said no. I don't know if that's something they plan to bring in the near future. But I do know, I believe you can do that in TradeStation. Spot 684 calls down 45. Yep, we're starting to see a slight reversal here. There will be another setup for sure, for sure. Non-trading related, do you think it's smart to start buying so far stocks and shares since they are down? Well, again, to start buying again, if you're not in position, I'll see it going back to 30 and then max at 40. I have not listened to the earnings call. I got to put that down on my homework. There were a bunch of earnings that I have not listened to their calls yet. So I got to get on that. So depending on what they said for earnings, yes, if you want to invest in SoFi, definitely start getting it while it is, I think it's under $20. So I think my entry was like 13. Oh, it's back up. So I think it was like 18 yesterday. Let's see. I got 18.93 yesterday. So you'd be up like 10% if you had a bottom yesterday at that low and they're creeping back up. So getting them under 20 or at 20 and you think they have a move to 30 is definitely an opportunity. I'm doing this for long term, so I'll definitely be dollar cost averaging. You see that spot still struggling. There's that support line. They're holding that support line right there. But it is still trading related. Like that's trading the shares or holding a position. So it is stock market related. So I'm glad you asked that question. SPY seems to continue to hold this area while we're looking for that 2-point setup. Let's see if it's going to break. I'm going to cut on my mogul algo indicator because it does give me a little bit more advantage. And then I'm going to look at VWAP so I can see that strong buying order. There's VWAP. So we want to see if this is going to break VWAP. That'll be a stronger confirmation, if not anything. If we get a break below VWAP, that's going to tell us that this thing is turning down. Right now, it kind of pushed above VWAP. And we got that strong buying down here. So if sellers come in, they're going to have to push through those levels. Not a whole lot of resistance here, but we do have that order block right there. So we can see why it's rejecting. If you don't know what VWAP is volume weighted average price. That's where everybody pretty much likes to buy. So you can see buyers are coming back in right here at VWAP. But if we break that, we can see that buyers ran out of steam. But this is their level. That's where everybody wants to buy. While we're at it, I still wanted to interview some people. I want to give people a preview of what it's like to work with me one on one. So if you've worked with me one on one and you don't mind, you're not camera shy, and you want to come on, maybe 30 minutes. I don't think we'll go an hour. I don't talk that much, but I have a set couple of questions to just let people know about what my program's like. If you're interested, and if you have a product, I will let you be the sponsor of that show. You can promote your product, and then we're just going to give a little feedback on what it's like to work with Dr. Chaz. So if you're interested, definitely shoot me an email. Let me put that banner up so you guys can see it if anybody wants to reach out. And if you look at the caption, the sale price, we had that 2 for $100 bundle going off. That's going off sale. Now we're back at 100. I might do a Valentine's Day sale. Y'all let me know if y'all put if I see 10 discounts in the comments, I'll drop a discount code and knock something off of those $100 one-on-ones if y'all are interested. But I need to see 10 people drop the word discount for me to add that. Are you in the 680 put? No, I'm in the 677 because they were just $40 and I'm just playing around with it. The 680s are still affordable to get in. So I'm up $2 in the 677. A lot of people are like, you don't take the trade live. We didn't see it. Okay, here we go. Here's the account that I'm showing you guys I'm trading out of. Now I trade out of multiple brokerages. But this is the one that I'm going to show you guys that I'm in right now that I called on the play. I just refreshed the screen. Everything for you guys to see. It's not just the paper trade. There's options. There's my option contract. And we can see I'm currently up $4 down to up 4. So this is the actual contract that I'm in. This is the one I'm down to 0. Now I think I'm back up to $1. So that is the actual contract that I'm in. The 677 put, it is back up $3. So we're just watching it. I just said it's cheap if this thing starts selling. I'm not mad at it. We're getting down, breaking VWAP, but again, 680 is the better position. I just got this one because it was $40 to do it on live. We're starting to see that selling. So again, why did I get into a put? Because I can see it. I can see us starting to reject the high. I'm looking for that 2 point, and we're breaking below a previous resistance level. Now we're testing VWAP. We closed under VWAP. We're getting way more potential there. Probably should have added 2 of these, and I could still average in and get one more. But again, in real time, we're up $8. 15%. Let's see if I want to grab another contract as this goes down. I can add another position or get another contract once we fully close under VWAP and get back inside of this gap, this buying gap right here. So I won't add right now, but I am up about $8. Did anybody take anything yet? Did you get the soft swag? Did you take the 680? Or did anybody take the 677 with me? We are up $8. We are watching Money get made live. Sharing my portfolio back down a little bit. Again, it's Friday. I've had a great week. I hope you guys have had a great week. Now we're testing 684. We want to see this break under 684 for a continuation to the downside for a put. Boom. Oh no one took the 678 puts. I like it. Again, if this edge is down again, I'm either gonna add another contract or I'm gonna get closer to the strike. Buyers are still in here. Look at that. Right back up to VWAP. That's why I said I don't have to average in now. I keep my risk low. I'm only down like $4. And it's pushing back up. Again, you don't want to get trapped. You don't want to use too much capital right off the bat. So that way, if it does reverse, you still have capital to get back in on the reversal. Cut a loss and move on. These wicks are telling me their sellers are still strong. They've been strong all week. So why would I go against the grain and do anything other than what they've been doing? I don't know if confidence is built with buyers overnight. Ooh, that's a strong wick. That's a strong wick. 677 right with you, but at 52. You got in at 52 feel I got in at 47. So you're down slightly, but not too bad. If we get another leg down, it should get back green. Again, we want that candle to close under VWAP. And if you don't have the mobile algo, drop algo. I'll send you the link to get signed up to get this. This is embedded. It is a proprietary indicator that you can purchase. If you don't have that one, you can get regular VWAP. And my VWAP line is this blue line right here. And you can see my standard deviations away. So we see the first standard deviation. We're testing that one. There's the second one. So again, TP1 could be standard deviation 2. TP2 could be standard deviation 3 if we're legging down. Let's get this money. I hope this is simple enough. If this is making sense to you guys, drop some twos in the chat. If this makes sense and this has been easy to follow to take a trade, drop some twos in the chat. We're in real time, making $100 before lunch. There we go. We're up 33%. Now, if you're brand new here, 33 is the go-to. It's dirty 30 and you're up out of here. We're working on consistency. If you're brand new, you can take your $15 or 30% and get out the way. Call it a day. Thank you. It's making sense. Up on the 677. Good job. Good job. I guess to the other 16 people, it don't make sense. Do it make sense to you guys? I only got 2 people dropping twos. Is this making sense? Do I need to explain more on why we got into a particular trade or why we're looking at puts right now? And you have to have a bit of patience. If you don't have patience, again, the things to carve that patience is to make sure you are on whichever time frame. I'm on a 5 minute, so I don't get tripped up because I know this candle has another minute and 40 seconds in it to see if it's still going to press down. If you have had anxiety, always come over to your settings, come down under settings to scale and lines, put that bar countdown on so you're not tweaking out like, oh, it's popping up. Oh, it's going down. Wait for the counter to print before you freak out and close your trade. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Swag. Thank you, Free. Okay, it's making sense. I got a couple of more people. It's making sense. We lost a couple of dollars here because it popped back up on us, but we're still green. Wicking to both sides, so that's letting us know buyers and sellers are battling with each other. Standard deviation is trying to hold. We want it to break that a standard deviation, and we want this candle to print and close under VWAP. Got 45 more seconds. The other thing we can do, if you have Weeble, we can come over to Weeble And we can look at the level 2 order flow. Let me get, see if I can get, where's my order flow? I'm not in position. I want order flow. There we go. See if my order flow is gonna work. We're at 683.95. Let's let order flow catch up because this thing's not showing me everything right now, and it should be. They don't want me to win because I showed a client this yesterday, and we could see those order blocks. We was not trying to let me see my order flow and my level 2. I can look at it on my phone, but I really wanted you guys to see it as well. So we'll give that a minute to catch up. We're back over our resistance. Well, not one of those resistance lines. I can see by price action. So see that? We wanted that to close. No need to panic. We're just still watching. We have a mental or physical stop loss. And we got a level. So it could pop back up here. It might. We got standard deviation 1. It popped back up. Okay, so I don't use the strat number. So you can see I don't have that strat numbers on. That does like all of these 1, 2, 1s and 1. I don't understand that. I haven't learned it. I use the strat on the different time frames to see so I don't have to move up to the 5 and 10. So this is letting me know we're bullish on the lower time frame, but the weekly, the monthly, and the quarterly, we're more bearish. So right now it is bullish on this time frame with this candle the last 5 minutes, 15, 30 is showing it's bullish. So I just use it to make a decision on is there a continuation? Is it doing a reversal? If I'm just taking a quick glimpse, but that's how I use it. But I don't understand or use the strat numbers. I have not sat down to master that part. I just like to look at it so I don't have to change my time frames. So we can see price action pushed backed up through VWAP and back up to standard deviation 1. We still have about 3 minutes in this candle. Is it reversing? It's quite possible, but in order for me to see a reversal, I need continuation and more candle movement. We had a continuation down. It could be reversing or it could just be buyers stepping back up. But do they have enough buying power to overtake it? Yeah. The strategist. I knew which one you was talking about. I just wanted to go over numbers because I know a lot of people see the numbers on the chart. I can't explain that for you. I'm supposed to watch a couple of videos on the strat numbers, but to me, I don't like to add anything more complicated. So if I got to remember what's a 1, 2, 1 or a 2, 2, 1, do some or a 2, 2, 2 and a 3, I don't know. I think it's just gonna add more confusion. So I was like, I'm not about to learn that. I like to keep the strategies that I teach students to be very repeatable and very simple. So if I already know people don't like math, and then I throw in some number sequences, I think that's gonna add more difficulty to their trading style. So I keep things simple. A, B, C, do this, and then I do this, or A, B, C, do that, and I do that. If I come in and say, okay, you got to wait for this to move up or below, and then it's got to have a 3, 2, 1, and then what if you forget? What if you're dyslexic? I deal with dyslexia all the time. So I'd be looking at this, and in my brain, I'm reading 1, 3, 2, and in my head, I'm saying 3, 2, 1, and I might take the wrong trade. So I just think the strat can be a little difficult using the numbers. We're edging back down under VWAP. We rejected standard deviation 1, so we should see another test down of standard deviation 1 on the lower side. And we are back green. We can see we were up $15. Now we're up 7. So again, give your trade patience. You're not gonna always go straight green. You're not gonna always be in the red. So you gotta respect your stop, but also give the trade room to breathe. back below VWAP, looking for a close below minimum. Exactly. So after you're speaking my language, you're knowing what we're looking for. Talk to yourself and talk to me. Let me knowing that you guys are understanding what you're seeing on the chart and what's giving you confluence on why to stay in a trade or why there be a continuation. Great job. So now again, we're going to look for that close under VWAP and a break below standard deviation one. And again, this is buyers are still pushing up, so I might get up out of here if it comes down to about 681. It might get me about $30 and might get a reversal. But if we get a sharp knife, now I love me a good sharp knife fall. We get a knife, and start trading this to this gap, it's going to be a really good day. Again, it's harder to go up the mountain. It's hard for companies to show that they're going to be profitable. It's easy for them to fail. They can do nothing and fail. So cool, it's easy. But they got to work hard to drive this up, drive price action up, drive sales up, drive revenue up. They have to work for that. If you're in, you should be back green or about to get green, even if it's just $1 or two. We want to see this break of that low. Oh, I have not scaled in. We haven't gotten confirmation. A confirmation for the scale in would be that close below VWAP, and we were wicking. So that's not confirmation, not confirmation. This is the actual close below, so we could scale in now because we actually got confirmation. So on this candle closing, that would be confirmation, but 1, 2, 3 were not confirmations to scale in. So I'm still with that one contract. Let's cut some fair value gaps on so I can see where those buyers are. Uh, See, this is why I don't want to scale in, but I'll take it. It's a lot of fair value gap, and there's a lot of buyers sitting in here. So the bias is toward the upside. We got a lot of buyers, so I might have to take what they give me and run, but I'm not going to scale in. I'll just let it kind of hammer. And we also don't want to scale in, and then it takes this all day to kind of stair step down. Again, this candle still didn't close below VWAP, so we have not gotten a confirmation to scale. We need a full candle to close under VWAP before adding a position to scale. And this thing popped right back up. So we went from being up about $14, $15, and now I'm down about $4. So that's our reasoning on scaling. If we can get a whole candle to close below VWAP, then we can scale in with another position. And when you scale in, you can take the same strike, or you can get, if you want to get closer, like I got what did I say, 677. I can come in and get to 680, get a little bit closer because I have confirmation more to the downside. I just took the 677. It was cheap. And if we start pushing up or again, I'm not going to have a real large loss. But buyers keep coming in strong. They are not trying to give up. And even though they're strong, it's not making me want to get a call yet. There's still resistance. We can see the sell block here at standard deviation one. So again, we're teetering going back and forth over VWAP. So we need a break above VWAP or a break below VWAP. We got 15 more seconds in this candle. It bounced off the 21 EMA on the MES chart. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'm not looking at a lot of EMAs on here because it kind of makes this kind of wonky, and I like this chart to be cleaner. I do use my EMAs and Weeble, but if we're seeing a bounce, we may have a continuation up to test the high. So we do have a little sell order block here. We're closing above VWAP, but we want to let that counter print. It can wick back through. But Free just let us know we had a bounce at the 21 EMA. Flash to the month 1 minute. I like to use that to determine if I'm seeing a good press of interest. I got it. Yeah, sometimes I go down to the 1 minute, but I try not to stay here because I'll forget I'm here and start making decisions. And I'm like, oh crap, I only had a 1 minute confirmation thinking I have a 5 minute candle. But yeah, definitely flash to the 1 minute. Just don't stay down here. So you can see we're in that little sell block on the 1 minute. It's popping up, but we're still getting kind of lower low. And buyers and sellers are still battling. I don't really like the price action. Buyers are stepping up, but again, buyers have failed all week. Do I think they got the money saved for today? I don't know. But also, if I hide everything, what we had yesterday, I'll show you guys what happened yesterday. I had a path on. I think I can show y'all on the other chart. Let's go back over to the practice chart. Oh, gotta make sure I'm on the right ticker. There we go. So see that pattern? I'm gonna cut the indicators off. But I put this path, that red path right here, I drew this. I could see, I said, I think we're gonna bounce up and make this pattern. We didn't come back up and test the double top. We just went back lower. So we are almost in that same path again. So you can see how that goes up. You see, I drew this. This is a path. And I drew that to see where we were going. So if I make another path for today, we're kind of getting, we might get this, a bounce, back up here to test the high, and then that kind of move back down again. Oh, cut that off. So that's a possible position if we're pushing, since we're pushing back up. So we shall see if buyers want to step in for the day and hit a higher high. Or does it just come up and test, reject, and come back down? Let's cut those indicators back on. So we're getting a close above. I am now down $11. Not bad. I ain't mad at it. Y'all, can y'all still hear me? Can y'all drop a 1 and let me know if you can still hear me? When in doubt, look out for sure. Hey, Miss Lakeisha for checking in. Can y'all still hear me? Uh, can you remove the pin comment, please? I got you. Okay. Everybody got me. Everybody got me. Okay. Maybe it had been their connection. So again, that 5 minute counter print, buyers are pushing up again. The work is hard going up. The selling is easy, but they got a lot of buyers sitting down here. So I was just down. Let's go back in real time. I'm back up $5. So again, don't panic. Let the trade play out. We might bounce up and down. We haven't got a trend yet. It's okay. So again, I'm not scaling in until we get a close below VWAP. Thank you guys for letting me know y'all could hear me. They don't Gonna make us work hard for this $100 lunch. See, those buyers keep coming in at that level. We're back on this new candle, and they just gonna push right back up. Oh yeah, I agree. It is typical. We're not really trending. They're waiting to get everybody in positions, or people. They want to lock some people up in calls, lock some people up in puts, and then they'll decide to trend when you don't have any more capital. See those sellers pop back in. Buyers are trying to push it up, and sellers just come right back like, "Got you. We still out here." Chop, chop, chop. I hate when it's boring. I like for us to make our money and get up out of here, but they're gonna make us work. But on another note, sponsor of the show is Trade with Dr. Chaz. You can find me on all socials. I'm on TikTok as Trade with Dr. Chaz. I'm here on YouTube. And on IG, I'm just Dr. Chaz. We'll get that one updated as well. But more content coming, more videos. I definitely want to keep y'all in the loop throughout the week, even if I can't go live, I still want to get y'all videos to keep abreast of earnings plays, because the earnings plays I dropped these past Sundays have been fire. Um, AAL hit over 100%. Bank of America, I gave you guys Bank of America about a week ago, and I told you guys Bank of America 55s to 60s. I think the Marches. And I know I gave it to y'all because it's on my watch list. So I want y'all to look at the watch list. No, it's not financial advice, but I gave you guys the contracts to check out. So where's my watch list? Come on. Oh, here's my watch list. I gave you guys Exxon, gave you guys Bank of America. Okay, those are the two Bank of America contracts up 40%. And these expirations are, I believe, 320. Yeah, 320 up. This contract, current price. This contract was 12 freaking dollars, up 3%. And it don't expire until March. You can still get in because they're $50. That's up 300%. Had you bought 10 of these at $12, you'd be up $370, and they don't expire for a month. Let's say you had a little bit more capital and you got into the 52 fives. It's in the money. Don't expire to March 20th, up 181%. Like my day trading game, impeccable. My swing trading game, even better. This is your sleep money. 220. These were 106. They're up 433. I gave you guys all these. Exxon. I told you guys looking from January to March, Exxon runs. It's very seasonal. What is this one? 274. That joint is $800, over $1,000, 293% returns. And it don't expire until March 20th. So put some of those on your radar. It's really interesting, and why I picked Bank of America is bankings are staying afloat. SPY was down, and the whole market was down, but Bank of America, JP Morgan was still green. So that made me put an eye on them that they can stay green while the overall S&P 500 is down. Orb high is 685.60. Do I have my orb on? Nope. Yep. There, I just popped the orb on. Let's cut out some of the noise so we can see a few things. This is getting very, very busy. So let's take off strat. Let's take off. Now we just got straight levels. We've been bouncing inside the orb. So we kind of got in back up here, break below. We're at the top of the orb. Here's the bottom of the orb. So we really need this to break the orb if we get a position. But we're now testing the top of the orb. So, and what's the orb opening breakout range or opening range breakout, however you like to get it? Was gonna have to hop off here at 10:30, but my client just pushed back to 11, so we got time to get it before lunch. We seen the first move for the call. We're trying to grab it on the put side because we can call continuations, keep stomping out. Did anybody take any of those earnings plays or the Bank of America? Did anybody take AT&T? I went over AT&T. Did anybody take AAL? Did you take UNH? Did you take Palantir? Did you take Bank of America? Did you take Exxon? We went over all of these on earnings. I went over Disney, Palantir, Simon, DaVita, PayPal. PayPal, bang. I gave you guys 50 put. I didn't add it to my watch list, but I gave you guys the 50 put on PayPal. Let's go see what PayPal did. I think when I saw it, the people PayPal was at 4. I gave you guys $50 puts on PayPal and it's at 39.65. I gave you guys PayPal weekly and monthly puts for $50. PepsiCo, Merck, Pfizer, AMD, MicroStrategy. We went over Enphase and Chipotle. I didn't like Enphase option chain. We went over Uber, literally Novartis, Google, ARM, Qualcomm, O'Reilly, Snap, Energizer, Conoco, Shell, Amazon, Robux, Reddick, Affirm, Centene, because somebody else was watching it, Under Armour, and Toyota. We looked at all of these. So now we got this week's. Let's see if they're already out so we can see what the video Sunday will be. If y'all are enjoying these earnings plays, drop some threes. If y'all like that earnings content with me going over the tickers, drop some threes and let me know. So if I do this week's, probably look at Open Door, Coca-Cola, CVS, Spotify, Datadog, Lyft, Robinhood. We're definitely gonna look at Robinhood. Definitely look at Ford, even though it's kind of trash. Spotify, Humana, T-Mobile, McDonald's. This is another big week. Cisco, could look at Fastly, AppLovin, Crocs. Crocs is always a big one, but their train a little funky. You can look at Birkenstock. I love Rivian, but they're gonna have to get that price point down. Coinbase for sure. Pinterest, Toast, DraftKings, Dutch Bros. Definitely looking at Dutch Bros because we looked at Starbucks. I gave us some puts on Starbucks, and that one hit too. Moderna, Wednesdays, Advanced Auto, because we looked at O'Reilly, even if we don't trade. So it's a pretty robust trading week. Not super heavy, but still very robust. Okay, y'all do want those earnings. Okay. Took the snap play on one, on the one. What did you make? Did that print for you? What did you get? What percentage or what did you win on that snap play? I was always scared of earnings, but OMG, you make it so fun and easy for real. Yeah, earnings are not for the weak, but you got to be strategic and not let that theta eat you up. And most people like to trade in the plate in the weeklies because they're cheap, but that IV crush can really get you. So I just try to break you through it down and walk through these tickers. So this will be another hour to hour and a half, because these are quite a few tickers to go through. High and low first candle from the opening for anyone. So this is what the orb is explaining. High and low first 15 minutes from the opening. That's how you get the orb. 15-minute high and low looking juicy. Let's go back. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, we broke up. Broke up on that high. Might have to cut this put play because it may be wanting to run. We want that candle to close above the high of the orb so we can get in a reversal to the upside. What does that put me at? Where's my contract? Down $20. Definitely time to cut. It's not a bad loss though. Again, that's why I went a little bit further out the money. So if it reversed on me, I'm not heavy in the position. Again, we never got confirmation to scale in. But we are looking like we're about to have a push up. We need that candle to completely close. Still pushing up, but we want that candle to close. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to text my clients. They're getting into plays, trying to help them manage too. It'd be hard out here. All right. Think I'm caught up. I didn't miss nothing. We still got a minute 45 in this candle. Uh, just got a buy on the mogul. 0 DTE to consider. News has settled. Cool. Let's take a look. What do I think about the 30-minute chart? 30-minute on SPY. It's still bullish. It looks very bullish on the 30-minute. I really want this candle to close for us to get a reversal. You said you got the buy order on the mogul. Yep. Got to buy long right here. So volume picked up on this candle. So it could be go ahead and close on this. I would like for this candle to print because a lot of volume folded into that candle and the news is over. So I just want that confirmation. And then I'll cut my put and look for my call position. Call position will probably be 687, 688 call. But I want confirmation. And my confirmation is a close above the orb. So if I cut my drawings off, you guys just see the orb. Uh, oh, it's so faint because it's pink and purple. Let me kill. There we go. So the top of the gap, there's the bottom of the orb. Here's the top. I want that candle to close above here for confirmation to the upside and really above that high of the day. So that's good because I know sellers are right there. This was where they stopped buying. Right here, sellers were strong. I want this to push above that. We can close the puts, take some calls. If not, that's going to be a rejection area. We see that strong selling right here. So even if you break it down simple, if you didn't have all the indicators, you still need to be able to read it and attest to why you're going to take a trade. That's a doji. It's not really a full candle. I'm 50-50 on it. So again, you can also make decisions on why you're going to take something or why you wouldn't. I'm still 50-50. I want a real strong candle to push because they could get up here and just sit. I can just close my trade, take my loss, but I still don't get into a call for the reversal because we just came out here. Because we can trade, we can take a call, we can put, or it can sit and do nothing and just consolidate and trade sideways and just burn people. I won't get caught like that on a Friday. And we've had multiple days where we'll sell down and then just trade sideways, or we'll push up and then it just stops. We just kind of flatline and just stay like this until late afternoon. Let's see if that my level 2 started to kick in. What is that? 686? No, 684. Yeah, why? I don't know why they're not showing me my level 2 over here. Let's try another ticker. Maybe if I change tickers. Oh, maybe if I sign in too. That could be the issue. Oh, and then I'll be able to see my level 2. I don't know why it kicks me out. I like the security feature, but yeah, I'm trying to see what I need to do. I don't need y'all trying to micromanage my security if I'm on my signed in laptop. So let's look at that ticker tape. One spot. There we go. Now we can see those 656. We can see some lower orders. I like to come all the way down. Look and see if they have any 4K 2500 lower order blocks. Right now I'm not seeing them. It looks like everything they're buying it up. So they could continue to push this higher. But they gotta be strong. You gotta see some strong orders coming in. I forgot I wasn't signed in. So there we go. We're getting to close. Can we get above that level? Because there's resistance. That's what got us into the particular contract we got. Now we want to see if that's going to get us out. Uh, is it me that is losing? I think so. I think everybody else can hear me. I got out of Snap at 326%. Didn't expect some of the plays to make big moves a day or two before earnings. They can because sometimes that's the precedent. They want to weed people out because they juice the contracts and then they make those moves up and then people get they get out of the position so they're not IV crushed. So I usually tell clients you can trade up until the day of earnings, get out the way and not swing through it and then trade it that same day. Is anybody else having issues in hearing me? Or is it just a pause? So we're at 686.50. Seems to be holding. I'm gonna let this candle print. It's got 40 more seconds. And then I'll probably take this L if it doesn't push down. I'll take a loss. And again, we take losses. I'm okay with that. I got my stop set. It then went a little bit over because I was jabbing about earnings and stuff. But I don't know. The bullish side don't look all that strong for me. Like I want them to come and buy up. Let's get some consistency like the first 15 minutes. Give me three strong bullish candles. I don't want to chop here and push back, chop here. I'm not making any money. It's just becoming a very range day. Okay. Some people can hear me fine. But again, it's wicking. Sellers just come back in for the buyers and they wick this thing back down. Are you gonna push? We are looking for 686.50 to hold. We keep hitting resistance on the head. All right. It's holding 686.5. If this candle can hold, I'm up out of here. Take my little L and we'll look at some calls. Oh yeah, those zero DTs are gonna start getting ate up. I'm cool with it. We can definitely take some Mondays. I'm gonna close this put. I don't think it's gonna turn. So I'm out of the put. Like I said, we looking at 687, 688 calls. I did have those on the watch. I do have the 686 calls and the 684s. Those are still up over $100. I'm still questionable about this. This doesn't look strong. So let me go back to my watch list. I'm just very leery of these calls with these wicks. So let's actually, when I get like that, sometimes I switch my candles, go over here to Heikenashi's. There we go. We can see that pull back here, and we've seen consistencies to the upside. So I'm gonna take it for what I see, and we got 687 and 688 calls. Let's take the either one is fine. I'll probably put another like $20 stop. I just want these to push up. I'm gonna let this counter print because we still need 686.50 to hold, and we've come all the way back down about 40 cents. That was a big move out of here. So they got all the way up to 687 and then dropped 50 cents. That's why I said I'm just not confident in this reversal. Did anybody else getting calls on this reversal? Because it's not confirming for me. And I closed my put. I might could get back in, but what would give me confirmation to get back in my put if we get back inside of the orb? I'm not just jumping back in no put just because it's failing to the top. I took my stop loss to stop the bleed, but like I said, going to the upside, it just looked a little weak. The Heikanashis look better, but this is not confirming for me. This is what my brain sees. This is what my brain thinks as we're watching these trades. And it's coming back down. Now I've closed my put. If you held, good luck. Anybody home? Thank you from St. Louis. Nah, I feel you. It's a weak move. We're pushing into bearish OB on the 15-minute. See, y'all see me close and then they want to come back down. I told you, I didn't like that move. I should have held my little put a little bit longer and I would have got some of my loss back. But I'm not gonna re-enter until we get under the orb. If you held, go put hold. See, I should have followed my first mind. I'm like, the buyers just look weak. They needed to close above here. And had I put my level right there, this is why I have those levels. Had I stuck my level there and that candle didn't close, that would have kept me in my same put contract and rode this thing down. I did hold. Good job. Good job. Better than me. Better than me. So let's see what put. Also, when we're trading, if these put contracts on SPY are a little expensive, you can come over here to IWM and take some puts. It's gonna move the same, so you can get a 261 or a 260. Those contracts are gonna be fairly affordable. So let's take a look at those. I might grab one of these as well. Just let them run together. So let's look at the IWM puts in the money. Yeah, 65 and 60. You can grab one of those. If your budget's a little tight, get you a 261 and 2 or a 260. Or you can come back over here and grab the SPY. 265 needs to break below. I'll probably grab this SPY contract and an IWM contract. So we gotta recoup. Gotta recoup about 21 bucks. Let me see, what was my loss? $29. And I probably would be negative $21 right now. So let's take a look. I wasn't wrong. Let me grab an IWM and grab a SPY put. Let's see what I'm grabbing. Why are these flexing like that? A 684 or a 683 put. I'm gonna get in the money on the 683 when this candle. I want this candle to see if we get a push up. Still got a minute and 34. So let's see if it tests here, pops up, and I can get an entry somewhere back up in here. And then we could give a continuation and also the IWM put. So let's see. IWM. We're going to take that. I'm going to take that 260 put on IWM as this retraces a little bit. See if this retraces. Yep, there we go. Just a little bit. The IWM contract was like 40 or 42 bucks because we're getting that fall. And then if we go back to SPY, I'm down $2 on the IWM contract. Let's see if it moves down. Just looking for a retracement here because we're at another support line. So I did take the IWM 260. I'm down $3 because it's hitting that support line. We really want confirmation below the orb for SPY. I just took the IWM because it's a little bit cheaper. Broke below VWAP on the 2-minute. I don't really look at the 2-minute. If you like it, I like it. You see the M? You see the M? I'm glad you see that. Third rejection, you held, see the M. Again, it's all about patterning. We want to look for patterns, and we're getting that same move. Let me go on and take that SPY contract. I could have held the one that I had, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So let's get that. I'm gonna grab that 683, and it is what it is. Might have to take what it gives me today. So she's not trading. She's just putting it on her watch list. She's not using her money. Here are my contracts. There's my SPY put. There's the old one. Let me refresh this. Oh, it looks like it bounced. I'm seeing some negative. What happened? That thing popped up on us? Sure did. Popped up on us at support. Now you got me down a little bit more money. You dirty dog. I get back in and that thing pops on me. Was it a trap? It's a trap. It's a trap. It got me right back in my put. What did I say? I want to see it retrace and I'll get in. I see it come down and test. Don't wait for the retrace. Gets in and it stomps me right back out. So again, I'm pretty much hold on. Gotta get these clients in. Cause this thing about to sell me out all day. I'm usually a 2 or 3 loss. Like once I take these L's, like I'm in 3 contracts that went red. I'll paper trade for the rest of the day until power hour. And we'll have to catch it there. But again, it's back. This whole candle is right inside the orb. Just took right back up the orb. Again, as soon as I got into my play, what happens? Candle reverse on me. Had me go, dang nabbit. I'm very much on that risk management. So it is what it is. Like I don't overtrade. I'm not here to fabricate or like just make the show because we're gonna get it. We saw it. I saw the confirmation, got in. I was looking for the retrace here. It did pop back up in here, and then the next candle prints and it pushes back up. So it didn't really get a close below, which was the more confirmation for me inside the orb. I mean, sorry, under the orb. So I saw the setup, smaller loss on the IWM than with SPY. And let's see if they sell it down, get a little bit less negative. But that thing pushed up hard on that candle. Let's go into, well, I wanted that order flow. Yep, y'all see that? I'm down. $86. Womp womp. They done took my $100 for lunch. Let's look at those order blocks where it's 260, 260.44. See those? These are the order blocks I want y'all to see where they try to bring price down. 262.11, 262.10. Let's see if they come pick up these orders because they popped up and then they push back down. But they got those lower order blocks to buy at lower levels. So let's see what comes about. Yep. That's exactly what happened. They ran up there, got that money. They wanted that liquidity. They wanted that liquidity. They saw it up there. People are gonna buy higher. We're gonna come up there and get your money. We'll take it. They saw liquidity at the bottom too. So let's see. We're still sitting on VWAP. Haven't closed above or below. And back at the top of the orb. So what does that do? For most people that were inputs, this triggers their stop loss. They know you're gonna have a stop sitting up there, and they want to trigger those stops. So they'll come up here, trigger your stop, take your money, and bring price back down. Same for the put side. They know buyers have stop loss set right here. They're probably a little below VWAP. They come down, trigger that stop, and take money from people on both sides. It's a real game. They want your money. They want to get you out the capital. And they're able to see that because trading platforms like Webull and Robinhood, they'll sell that information. Your brokerages don't sell them, but trading platforms will. And they can see where liquidity is sitting. They can see where the stop loss is. Now look at them. We got selling right back at the top of the orb, a little above support. Cut my fair value gaps on. Where's the money? We get to the money, pop up, get to the money. VWAP sitting there. We win together, we lose together. It's all in the course of action. Again, everything won't be peaches and cream, but you do need to manage your risk, not overtrade. Again, I didn't scale into my positions because I didn't get confirmation for the scale in. This is a buying and selling batter. Like I said, I'll say the rest of my cash for a recovery at power hour if this thing don't pan out. I'm not gonna jump back into call. Again, I should have paid attention to my put when I had it here and it didn't close above. So I'm not gonna chase a call. We're in a range from the bottom here to that top. So I'll just wait for a breakout of the range. Back test the high. And another week. Testing the high and then wicks back down. Gotta close above that area. I go to the 2 minutes to see where the fair value came in. Oh, I see it. Yeah. Yep. Definitely see it. So we gotta see if those sellers are gonna take out that gap. But what do we see on that 2 minute? You can see it a lot clearer here. That M pattern, that double top right there. It's pushing. There's another one. And wicking at that same spot. But like you said, you can see that fair value gap. I didn't know that. Thanks for letting me know that. I usually use it on the 5 and I might switch up to a 10. But you're saying it does better on the 2. Oh yeah, it really does. There's that buy order back here. Then you got to break a structure, double top, and you can see that trend. Thank you for that. Let me add that to my favorites so I can see the mogul on it. I hadn't tried it on all time frames. About the doji right here. Got that fair value gap. So they're coming back down to test that fair value gap. Oh, pushing up into those sellers. I'm about to be a downer. Calls, got my call. I didn't take the calls. We're getting these moves up. Trend looks up. We broke the structure. I'm not gonna chase. So I may wait till about 10:30. See if we about that 10:30, 11 for an afternoon reversal for a cut of a loss. But I'm not gonna chase the calls. We're at almost 80% on the ATR. So we could get another 15%. So about another dollar and a half move up. And then we can see selling down. So again, sometimes you have to manage your risk to reward on, are you going to take the play? Are you going to get into a reversal? How much move or how much kind of power or potential buying do we have? We got another potential move up about another dollar because we can see buyers have struggled. So they could take this up another dollar and then they're going to exhaust and we'll see afternoon reversal and I can be less negative. So it's also, manage risk and then manage the risk to reward. I can counter trend and get into a put while I still hold the call and strangle or straddle it. But I really wouldn't want to. I like being confident on my move. I don't usually hedge my plays like that. Like, oh, I see it going up, I'll hold my put, still get into the call. It's like you're not being confident on which direction the play goes when you're hedging. I just like the clean direction. I can scalp both ways or just not take the play at all. Does that make sense? And do any of you guys do that? Like, do you play what you see, or do you go with the trend, or do you adjust as you're seeing it, making any reversals, or do you hold through? Do you any I don't have a problem like holding through for a reversal if I know how sentiment and market structure works. And this isn't like just a very strong trend day. We've had a lot of chop to get up. We got a pull back to VWAP, got that V M pattern where it could possibly push down. We can see this big selling block right here. Doesn't mean buyers can't push through it. They just got to be strong. I don't know how strong they're going to be on a Friday going into the weekend. And I know a lot of people are not going to want to hold through the weekend with the possibility of Trump saying, something wild, WAR or, the tariff business. Any of those things pop up is going to have people weary of holding their money over the weekend, especially with how Bitcoin has been faring, Bitcoin gold, and the overall market. and the tech sector. They're still trying to hold this level. Did anybody take calls on the reversal? Did you take the 687 or 688 calls? I did not. Soft swag did not. Okay, most people. Okay, we're just still sitting here. Soft swag. Did you cut that loss on the put, or did you? Are you still holding? I didn't. I got let them take my money back with you. I didn't. I gotta let them take my money back with you. I got you. Soft swag. Did you cut that put for a loss? Or are you still holding? Because they literally got me in the trap on the reversal. Now I'm gonna look for the afternoon possible pullback. But again, we've sold off this week. If bulls want to come in and take over today, I'm not shocked. But are they going to be strong enough to on a Friday, or are people going to be done after lunch? That's going to be the big thing. Can they hold this through lunch? Will people still have? Would they still have this strong move come this afternoon? Because it's taking them some time to get here. Yeah, hold on. I'm looking for a 10 o'clock drop. Yep. So that's where we're at. If you're in the calls, you can see that sell order block trying to push through. If you're still holding your puts, we probably might get that drop, the afternoon drop down the VWAP. Possibility, not a guarantee. But I'm not scaling in, leveraging. I'll just let the position that I have get less negative. Call it a day to power hour. Because I know I got if you looked at the previous video, we've taken $33 to 1,500. I can make a good day by just holding my capital to a power hour. And instead of just chopping back and forth, puts, calls, puts, calls, puts, I'll just hold my position, stay cash heavy so I can be ready for power hour. And it's not a Friday run up. Yeah. And now this is good, people. Not these good people is not good risk management. Not these good people is not good risk management. It depends. Some people don't manage risk well, and they'll just hop in and hop out, hop in, and they're getting lucky. But it's all again in portfolio size. So we seeing buyers kind of giving up. Where's all this momentum from that fair value gap? Where's all that momentum to push? They're not pushing strong because there's a lot of selling there. There we go. I'm like, where's that volume? Where y'all volume at? If y'all gonna push yourself, bring that volume. A spy pushes over and takes out this order block, it could be on a good tear because this is a strong order block here. I think we might have an afternoon pullback, but if it holds in this level, it could stay bullish. But we'll see what happens, toward our, 11 o'clock Central, noon Eastern. It's just the candle. I don't like the candles. We could be more bullish. I just don't like the candles. I like consistency with less pullback. And on a Friday, I'm just a little leery. I should have closed at the retrace to VWAP and took a better loss. Yeah, that's definitely where my exit plan is. That's why I closed the first one. So again, it is what it is. All right, getting to move back down. Could not hold that level. I was like, it's a lot of selling right there. A lot of selling. So now my game is the next less negative game instead of the chase. That I got into calls, I would have got burnt here. Now it's pulling back. I'm getting less negative in my contract. I'll take that. I'll take less negative than the chase. All right, we want to see these price. We're going to see a price action breakdown. You see that for a value gap. I like the two. Thanks you for showing me that too. We can see we hit that high. We'll see if we get our 2 points set up. Oh, I think I moved the wrong level. There we go. Trying to move that arrow to see if we're getting that a 2 point level, 2 point level to the downside. But on the like you say on the 2 minute, we can see that mobile algo. We can see that little sell order block there. So 680, 687 is going to test again. And we're going to see if we break that level of support right there. Still trying to hold that level. Again, this one's much more boring day. We've had some moves, but not as powerful. The days that I'm not having with you guys, has been a little bit better, but sheesh, they're working. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Back over to 687. Coming back down slightly. Still has to come back down until 687. That's the level. I'd love for us to revisit it too, but our buyers are gonna hold it up here. They're buying. They're wanting to see this market, probably green today. Probably want to have a green day this week. So if we go back to a daily, we've been bearish. Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. We haven't been bullish since Monday. They want to break that trend, but we did have this double bottom yesterday. So we're getting that push up. So it's not a true surprise because of this double bottom. We didn't come down and test this low. But again, we're only a third of the day. Or coming up on half. We got to see if it's still gonna hold. That's the key. Is will it hold? Can buyers keep it up here? About halfway through this gap, I want to put a rectangle in here so we can see that halfway mark of this sell order block. Yeah, it wicked up to it, almost to half of that selling block. I think I got it a little bit off. And they sold this thing right back down. So buyers are coming in and sellers are taking them right back down. At 10:30, I'm out because of zero DT. I'm out in the reversal. Yep, that's proper risk management. Because if it doesn't do it there, even later in the day, 11, we probably won't see it. You can always make it up in an additional trade later. You're not trying to hold this again. We're not holding zero DTs all day. Hold those things through lunch. They are not meant to be held all day. So if it didn't recover down 50 or 60%, probably just gonna stay there. Afternoon reversals are possible, but if our contract hasn't made enough money, we're gonna respect our stop losses, respect that it's not trending, and get out the way because it could definitely trade sideways and wipe you out lower. Again, there's no revenge trading. We pay attention to what we get. Looking at the EMAs, we can look at the 9, the 20, the 50, and the 200, and trending up. We can see the trend is up. I can go here, set my trend line this way. You can see the top. We're trending up. So if we pop down again here and bounce back up, we'll get over this level. That trend line right to the middle of that gap. Now the reversal, again, it would have to break below here, coming down and go lower to probably not hit that high. But we're seeing sell down, high, sell down, high. That actually make this a little bit out of the trend. I'm gonna take some of that body so I can get that lower level, that midline. This is a little out of our range because I can't really get my middle. So we kind of broke above, couldn't keep it. Broke above, kind of like it better. If I take the top, so we missed the line, sold down, came up, tested that top, coming back, chop, chop, then lunch run up. It's definitely possible. If it's not a lunch run up, it's definitely gonna get that power hour run up. But buyers have to hold through lunch. Now, if buyers let sellers bring this down, it's gonna be hard for them to buy it back up until later in the day. They'll just hold it, they'll hold that crash to the end of day. And SPX is a good one for us to check out. So if this thing stays up, on the high side, we be looking at like 6,900 to hold. On the low side, we be looking at 68.90 and 68.85. But we just took out that order block for it to press down. There's that lower level. So again, getting less negative. I be forgetting. Y'all got to remind me to take that when I pop up the comment, to take it back off so you guys can still see the play. So I apologize. Just remind me to take those off. There we go. Now we're back at support. So again, that's the setup. We'll get rejection of the high of the day. Does it break below a support to come down? This is where it traps people again. It's like, oh, I'll take a put. Well, wait for the confirmation. Let it close below. Let it close below the support, because they got support right there. Breaking that level. I hope this is making sense on how I break it down again. Again, I know everybody can't pay for one-on-ones or mentorship, so this is one of the hardest parts that you spend time on, is being able to understand and interpret charting. This makes the plays. You can call a signal and take a signal, but if you don't understand the chart, it's going to be hard for you to be like, oh, well, they called a call. Do I stay in? If it's reversing, do I get back out? Being able to read the chart yourself makes for a better trader. This I can't teach you guys overnight. It will take some practice. So that's why I come in and we stick on the chart. I can go over the fluffy stuff and show you the signals and footwork, but this is where you get the money out the matrix, is being able to understand the chart, seeing when reversals happen, seeing when price action moves, using these levels, setting trend line. This is what I do it for. I'm walking to the kitchen with my phone in my pocket to grab some coffee. Gotta do it. I'm still here laying. I'm looking out the window, straight chilling. Let my dogs out. Again, we're getting that little pool back there. Again, what happened? People in calls. What do they do now? They're like, does it reverse? Well, if you're in a call, you're holding your call until it tests this support. Now we're getting a breakdown. So you don't just panic. You got to walk yourself through the play. Wicking on both sides. Super helpful. Thank you so much. Well, I'm glad y'all are gaining something from this. Again, chart time is very important. Got to get your chart time in. Retrace that whole candle right at the support line. And moving right back up, still wicking. Oh, didn't mean to move that. I'm trying to move my arrow. There we go. Still wicking in that cell zone. Okay, in your spare time, you gotta tell us if you are starting a garden, seeds inside for the lettuce. Yes. So I did get my tomato turns of topsy down. So garden is starting. It's still pretty frosty here in Texas. So I'm starting with lettuce seeds, bell pepper, and lettuce, bell pepper, cucumber, and I want to say spinach. I think those are the four that we have. So yes, definitely start gardening. I have enough land and space to garden, so we do want to have healthier quality of food. Again, if any madness goes on, we can grow our own and still have it. So solar, I'm thinking about getting some Starlink in the near future. My wife works from home, so the Starlink, I don't want to start it up because she has to be hardwired and you can't use um, that satellite internet for that. But yeah, definitely getting the garden started. I'm out my put. Cool. Yeah, it's reversing. It's wicking, but I'm still showing moves to the upside. I'm gonna give it to 11. We see if we get a lower high. So this is another way that I look at it. Do we get a lower high or do we break above that range? Again, we get that double top, break above. That is the resistance at that midline of this selling order. Do we get it? Do we not? Again, I won't take another play to kind of offset. Again, no revenge trading. I will wait on power hour to adjust my play. Again, never overtrade. We don't have to take a play. Crap. You don't have to get into anything and take a trade just to get back out and make it break even. I even told my one of my clients that they were down $80 yesterday. I said, hey, if we get 40, we get 80 today. I think they got about $70, so they're kind of done for the day because they got back what they got yesterday. So I won't try to revenge trade to make back what I lost today. I'll let it play out. If it does, cool. If not, I can always get it back on Monday. But I'm not gonna revenge her and say, "Oh, I gotta get in this play, gotta see this through, gotta see it through." And I hear people say it all the time. I gotta see it through. I was in the play and I said it was right, so I'm a hold, hold, hold. What are you seeing through other than a loss? What are you seeing through other than taking a loss to prove somebody that you can't trade? We don't do that. Not around here. Not around these parts. That's not how we're trading. We look for a reason. We follow the trend. We let that guide us. 30-minute candle close. And what is it free? What is that 30-minute candle looking at? We looking more bearish. Still looks bullish to me. Let's go up on that 30. Yeah. Still sitting bullish. Still sitting bullish. We got 115. Got to buy long on that 15. What's on our 2-minute? See, we're breaking above that level. About to get in, see if it's going to reject on that midline. There it goes. Let's say pump, pump, pump it up. Again, we get above that midline. Could definitely see 688. Probably some resistance right here at that previous resistance of 688.87. That sell order block is moving. You see, I marked the sell order block. Now you can't see it. It's blinking in and out. But I have it still marked so I can see it. Because you'll come over here and like, I know the indicator told me it was selling. Now I don't see it. Yep. I'm out. I'll wait for the end of the day. Gonna stop the bleed. Get her done. It may still pull down, but again, no chase here. Closed out. I'll look at the next one on paper. And look, now it's rejecting. Again, after I close my put, immediately sells. It did not close above. It pulls back again, but we're going to watch the paper trade on 688s and 690s. I'm adding that to my watch list. 688 calls. Oh, they're already on here. I already got 688 and then the 690s. So let's look at that. The 688s are up $8. The 687s are up 17. So the calls we added a few minutes ago, they look well. Um, you guys give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. What did I miss? What did I miss? A little bit of pullback. Buyers are still sitting here. But again, I'm not jumping in no calls. I'll wait to power hour. I did add those calls to my watch list though. The 687 is up $18. The one I recently added was the 690. It's at break even. But again, I'm done. I got my cash heavy until I see a trend. So what's my trend? If we break above the sell order block, we probably got a 68 to 690. If we come down, this is the test of support. I have no play to take until we break the previous level of support, which was at 686.53. Nothing for me to take a call or a put. We break above this level for more calls, break below this level for a put. Other than that, we watch the play. I got nothing. And again, that's my risk management. This is looking more bullish. I just don't know. They bears just keep coming in and kind of deflating them, and it's not giving me a strong trend. Let me switch to my Heikonachis. Again, I'm not supposed to do that. You're supposed to just stay with your Heikonachi candles. So you can see bullish trend above, I believe, the 9. Slight pullback, but did not break below that level. So it didn't give confirmation to the downside. We are pushing up, but it is wicking to that resistance. So don't ask me why they blue and pink. I just changed the colors. They could be blue and red or blue and green. I don't know. I would think my colors on Heikanashi or regular candlesticks would stay the same. Y'all still with me? If y'all still with me, drop some sevens in the chat. Did I lose y'all? Did y'all lose some money and we didn't got scared and we out the way? If you're still with me, drop those sevens. Again, it comes with the territory with day trading. Teetering on that line again. See that midline? That midline is very telling for us. All right, we still in here. Y'all still rocking with me. Okay, I ain't lost nobody. Got those sevens. Free still here. Kimberly still here. What time? Okay, Kimberly says she's in Italy. What time is it in Italy right now? Kimberly, let me know what time. Spy tends to bump its head off of 690. It could go above it today. That we've seen it. It's a strong resistance, but it's been pushing down all week. They could again Bears 8 all week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday they 8. Monday Bulls 8. Monday, Friday Bulls are trying to come back. My Oklo is up 17%. Average 59.2. Great job. 777. Life. I'm coming back after halftime. I feel you. 5:43. So 5:43 p.m. Okay. I probably rather trade at 5:43 p.m. too, instead of it being 10:43. And again, I want to talk about. I like to correlate the markets to a new segment that I'll be going over with markets and music. And I'm working with my close friend who was a sponsor of the show, the CEO or president of Gender Amplified, Ebony Smith. We were talking about the markets and music, and if you keep up with social media, you can see right now there's a lot going around about Glorilla, and I know it because I'm from Memphis, and Glorilla is from Memphis, but her sister's going out bad. Me being a part of the, I'll just say LBG community, all them other letters, hey, they got added. I'm gonna just say LBG community. I know they flaming her behind. I know the Rainbow Academy, the Rainbow Posse is lighting her up because any chick that's messing with her right now, because she begging for money from Glow, they not about to fool her. And it's not like she gonna be able to hide. You look just like Glow, so if somebody come date you, they know you Glorilla sister. So to come out here and tell people about the struggle or want somebody to pay you what $2,500, she want $2,500. Bring your $2,500 and I'm gonna teach you how to trade. That way you ain't gotta go beg from Glow. But people are really tripping and with the markets too. Once you start making money, people feel like you're obligated to get them money. Even if you're not in the market, you could just be working a simple 9 to 5, or you are a CEO or a sweet C suites person, or have this amount of capital, and relatives feels like they're obligated to you. I have multiple clients to tell me, hey Chastity, can you crop my face out? You can share my picture of my trade, but crop me out. I don't let people know I trade, or I trade. I post on my Facebook from a burner account because I got stuff going on. They may be going through divorces. They may be they might have restraining, or they have a lot of restrictions, and people may hide their identity, but they don't want everybody knowing. They're like, hey, if my family knew I made this amount of money, it'd be a situation. And that's sad that I saw some. I didn't read all of this stuff, but it was just like the sister done had them set up to be robbed, or they seen the money and she's pulled the pew pew out on them for four. But I'm just like, why is that people's mentality? If I make some money and I work hard, and you lay up and make babies, or you lay up and you know you can't find a job, now it's my responsibility or priority. And they always want to say, oh, where the community should help, or it takes a village. But the village can help when we prepare. If I'm prepared to know that you plan to have a baby, cool. But if you just out here ain't taking care of baby one, the oopsie two, oopsie three, after 3 or 4, you not having an accident falling on no D. You are potentially and willingly bringing a life in that you can't afford. I almost feel like people shouldn't even ovulate or E if they don't have enough money. If you can't take care of a baby, you don't need to have them. I am in a place now. I'm not going to baby showers for people who can't afford to have babies. I'm just not celebrating it. I don't see it. If you're not celebrating the union of people that love, and you're not gonna go to the wedding. So I'm not going to weddings. And I'm not going to baby showers of people who can't afford to take care of their baby. I just think we should stop promoting foolishness and risky behavior. We talking about risk management and trading, and people out here risking their lives. They not asking for my charts. But back in the music realm, nobody's obligated. I could come in here and make $5,000. I'm not obligated to give any of that money to my family. I'm not obligated to give any of that money, let alone to my siblings. Now, if out the gracious of my heart, I might present a gift. And so we really have to understand that, is there a gift and is there an obligation? I'm only obligated to take care of my wife and my child that's under 18. Once that little booger gets 18, I'm no longer quote unquote obligated. And so I think people get a misconception that if you make a decent amount of money, or you make a lot of money, you're now obligated to give it back. But when you do, they call you a sucker, or they say you're green and stuff like that. And then when you don't, they make you a martyr and be like, oh, you don't give back and you don't do nothing to the community. So hey, I rather, if I'm gonna get talked about, whether I give the money or if I get talked about, I don't. I'd rather keep my money and just let them talk about it that way. But again, you'll really go out and kind of slander your family name for 2,500. That all it takes? 2,500? I teach that girl for free if I thought she could learn. I don't know how many light bulbs up there really turned on. So yeah, I wouldn't publicly put it out there, but if that's all you needed was 2,500, I'm not slandering my family for no 2,500. It's just not gonna happen. 25,000, I might think about it. 250, I'm gonna talk. I might not show my face. And 2.5 million, oh, I'm gonna tell it all. I'm gonna sing like a canary. But 2,500 ain't enough for me to slander my name. I think it's a lot behind the name. When I meet people, I always make sure I say their name right. I say it back multiple times. A lot of people when they meet me, they like to show respect. Do I say Dr. Chaz, or do I say Chastity, or do I say Doc? And I'm like, it's really what you're comfortable with, because I think I see everybody as a client, as a peer and stuff like that. But you don't really want to slander no names out here. Like, that thing is crazy. I would rather trade in the morning. It's basically in the middle of the day, my day. A lot of people are siding with Brorilla though. Why are they siding with Brorilla? Do you guys side with Brorilla, or are y'all siding with Go? I would give what it is. I would give what it is as a write off. You can definitely do that, but I had to learn is life trip. Nobody coming to save you. That's the point right there. The black tax. I mean, you gotta know it. My belong is my decision. It doesn't define our relationship, but it does. It's going to redefine the relationship for me. Oklo made a $5 move. Oh, that's what's up. Let's go look at Oklo. Oklo must have jumped. Sheesh. Beautiful. Got above the orb and that thing took off. So again, I wouldn't have got the 90 contract, but your 90 contract is great. Like I said, I couldn't see those that option train. Let's go back to the option train on Oklo as I wrap up the Glow and Brorilla. Again, I do think Glow, like, being somebody from Memphis, and I know just how like we treat our family. I'm sure Glow done gave them money, but at some point you got to understand when it's helping and then when it's leeching. If you don't feel like, oh, I see why you got it. The open interest and stuff was good. I see it now. I see it. I definitely see it. I thought that was a little bit further out the money, but I see it because that's the much better strike. But yeah, whatever money you make in the market, that's not an obligation to anybody else in this world. Like nobody else. If I come out here and I pull a milli out, I'm not obligated to give that to my siblings. Can I do something nice for them? Yes. But that's just how it comes when we start making money, and when you start cutting the checks or you start posting those receipts online, people come out to realize, hey cousin, I'm doing bad right now. I'm down bad right now. Can you help me out? Or I'm like, I ain't got nothing money for you. And then you go back and I shared another person's post that said, if you go on Bro Rilla Plays, she don't share stuff about Glow. She's not promoting Glow. And this is stuff you can do for free. So if you're not supporting me or tapping in, and it's free. It's free for you to share. It's free for you to like. It's free for you to just come in and tell somebody about your family member so people can watch them. So if you're not doing that, I'm definitely not giving you no money. I don't care how far we related. Like again, if it's not my child that lives in this house, grown people making grown decisions, I'm not obligated to miss to sacrifice. And when you start making a lot of money, people will feel like, well, if I make a oopsie, or if I have a hardship in life, then the person with the money in the family, it should be the ATM on the automatic Terry's or some automatic somebody else's money to fix their up or their boo boo, and they don't pay it back. And that just all that does is promotes that behavior. So they know, okay, I can make a up or a boo boo, and I can have another baby, but my family gonna still sit here. Auntie gonna pay for the daycare. Somebody else is gonna, foot the bill to get the milk and the diapers. Yeah, but your family members and your cousins that don't have kids, they ain't or done raising kids, yeah, they ain't set up and budget for to buy diapers, in the future or pay for the girl got a Malibu. Now, granted, you got a car. Now you're mad about what kind of car you got. That seems just very selfish to me. And again, I would not sell my family out for $2,500 again. You could find some ways to make some money out here. You go do you some Amazon, go do you some DoorDash, and go work at the warehouse. I mean, Memphis got plenty of jobs to make plenty of money. Memphis, you can hustle. It's not a place where it's hard to get work. There's work to be done in Memphis. So to go to TMZ for a little $2,500, like I said, 2,500 ain't enough. 25,000, I might think about it. 250, I'ma sing without my face, and for 2.5 million, I'ma tell it all. But yeah, we're not selling out the family and stuff like that. And over just saying your experience, like she act like Glow was talking about them and their poverty, and Glow lives somewhere else. Glow was right there in the trenches with them. So anything I experienced, she's free to talk about. But y'all let me know in the comments. Y'all type in Glow or Bro. Do y'all think it's more Bro, or do y'all feel closer to what Glow? Y'all support Glow or Bro? Who y'all support in this battle or situation? I trade Oklo against IWM. Watch it. Utilize utility sector, advanced nuclear, and the volatility is nice. Right now it's down, and it's a good stock to get going back to 100. I like that. I'm gonna put them on my list. I like it. I like it. Too old to know either. Soft Swag, how old are you? With a name like Soft Swag, I can't think you're that old. I'm 40. I'll tell my age. I'll be 41 this year. I'm 40. I'm not newly 40. So I don't think you're that old. But I really don't know the demographics of who trades with me. So but I thought Soft Swag, I thought were younger. Wow. I am thoroughly shocked. I would not have guessed 63 to come on and be watching the trades. I definitely wouldn't. Kim definitely going with Glow. And I would think people who are broke would side with bro. And if you don't know both sides, but again, that's me coming from being a Memphis person on how we do stuff. We kind of strict about it. You tell me your rent due, and you like, can I get 2,500? I'm gonna say, okay, who I pay the 2,500 to? Majority of the time, the Memphis person gonna say, nah, just send it to me. I'll make sure it get paid, and they gonna still be begging. So a lot of time, Memphis know how other people Memphis run game, and we'll just be like, I got it. Oh, they'll be like, oh, I need some grocery. I ain't got no food in the house. Can you send me $20 or $40? And be like, oh, okay, let me do this little Instacart, order for you, and they'll bring the $40 worth of food. Now they want their little hot 40 so they can go get some little seeds or they can go get a little pack. But yeah, they want that cash up off you. Kind of like we got electronic crackheads now. You remember crackheads just wanted $1 or two. Now we got Venmo and we got Cash App and we got PayPal. Now we got just electronic cash app. They want you to just send the bread so they can go do whatever they want, whether that's go mess off, that's go get some food or go pay off a little debt. But I'm like, no, I'm not sending no straight Zelle. I'm not sending those who we need to go to, what we paying for. Oh, we gotta pay rent. Okay, who we pay it to? Oh, we need some food. Okay, let me send you a grocery order. You got a car, you gonna go pick it up. And I almost don't let them do the grocery order because they'll just take the grocery back and go put it on a card or try to get cash back. Like the things that you go through when you try to help family, it just almost hurts your heart. You like, I'm trying to help you, but you don't want the help how I can get it. You want it the way you want it. But you the broke person. The person with the money, I ain't never seen an employee go up to the 57th floor and tell the CEO, hey, I'm broke. Give me some extra money or put this extra money on my check. How you the CEO gonna tell you how much you gonna make, what bonus you gonna get at the end of the year, how many hours you gonna work and do that. I ain't seen it go in reverse. But when it comes to handling money and people when they don't have money, they feel like they can dictate it. Oh, don't, no, I can't take it in cash or I can't do it in cash. No, don't send the food order. I was just gonna go grab a pizza or I was just gonna go give me a little McDonald's. No, I can't give you $40 for pizza and McDonald's. I'm gonna go get you a pack of chicken and some rice and some bread and some bologna. And I might get you some juice if I feel nice and a bag of chips. But now I'm not sending you $40 for you to be hungry today and tomorrow. I can send you $40 worth of food and you're gonna have some in your belly for the next couple of days. So I just don't be on that. 63 on the 13th. Well, happy early birthday, Soft. I like to do stuff. I appreciate y'all being here. If you want to meet with me one on one, shoot me an email. It's shooting across the stream just as a happy birthday. If you got some questions and want to ask it, we can get it like a little 30-minute consultation in. Happy birthday. Happy early birthday. Happy early birthday. Oh, and I guess I spoke her up. Y'all got me talking about music. I told y'all about Gender Amplified and my best friend that runs it, Ebony, has stepped in the building. So definitely shout out to Gender Amplified. When y'all get a chance, definitely go check out the website. Some villages are cannibals. Man, what you saying? It's tough out here. I mean, you probably don't understand from my voice or my background or somebody of my caliber because people think it's something extra. When you go to a HBCU, is a high scale is HU, the real HU, Howard University, So people may look at you and think like you didn't come from anything or you never had a struggle or you ain't seen that part of life. I seen it. I didn't have to go through it, but my family and the people around me, I know what happens in my city. So I know what kind of grind, I know what you kind of have to distance yourself from and not be a part of just because you got a little bit of money because they going to hate. They gonna set you up. They gonna rob you. Like you will sit there with your friend, and they know that they know you got it on you, and they'll call their homie. Yeah, we about to go do whoop de whoop. Come pull up. And you thinking it might be, some kind of exchange means people they setting you up to get robbed because they know you got that bread on you. Like it's really grimy out here. I know how to hustle. I know how to be very, I'd rather put this stuff in the market. We're not gonna do this fake stuff where, that family stuff like, ooh, it's just a big disappointment. It's not always generational curses. Sometimes many melanated people can't achieve lift off because they aren't able to say no to everybody. Lots of athletes go broke that way, definitely. And again, it don't even have to be a lot of money. Let them know that you make a little money at FedEx. Let them know you work at the hub. Know you the manager up at UPS, or they gonna get you. They ready on Friday. They priming you up Thursday. They gonna text you Wednesday. Hey cousin, how you doing? They gonna text you Thursday. How your day, homie? Hey, how you doing? And Friday when that check get cut, that's when they gonna come with that sob story. Man, it's been a rough week. It's been so tough. Man, I just need a little something to hold me over till I get paid again. They already know how the bread work, but this is their system. They've learned how to operate as a homeless person. They've learned how to operate as a degenerate. We're coming to beg and borrow. I see people make my money begging and borrow. They'll send out a group text. Can I get $20? Or they'll text this cousin, that auntie, that grandmama for $20. By the end of the day, they got $120. They got more money than you. And they was asking for your 20. What's the main difference in trading within Fidelity and Robinhood? Fidelity is not user friendly for day trading. It's very clunky and cumbersome because you're not able to see your chart and execute your trades with ease. So I don't like Fidelity for day trading. If you're swing trading, it's great. If you're stock and shares, it's good. Now Robinhood doesn't go without qualms either. Robinhood is going to be your basic trading platform, but they do sell your data. So sometimes it can be hard to get in and out of contracts or get the feels that you want. They also sell your zero DTEs a little bit early at 245. It used to be 230. They do have Legend on the desktop and the laptop as far as better charting, but the charting in the phone is not as great as I would say I like as in Weeble, and I think you get a better feel. They also do not allow you to have stop losses and take profit. You have to kind of manually manage your trades inside of Robinhood. So if I would say right now, I think I used to use Moo. Moo's really good, top tier. I like Moo. I really, really like Thinkorswim. I like Weeble for people that just want an easier navigation than using Thinkorswim, which is Charles Schwab. But for the two, if I'm swing trading, Fidelity's good, but they don't let you do zero DTEs, and they're kind of clunky for day trading. Memphis rough. I I think everybody got a little bit of rough, but Memphis is. But if you ain't from there, just don't go. Or if you do go, go where you know. I mean, I'm from Memphis, and I pulled up in the city and had to get some food at like 10, and I had my head on swivel. I think I'm running somebody overnight. I just got to go get my food, but I had my foot on the gas and the brake. I was ready. I ain't had nothing on me, so I gotta be prepared if somebody walk up on me. Now I ain't got no change. I ain't fooling with you. I ain't talking about nothing because that's how they like to do. They gonna try to distract you, get the game, hustle you out some money or something like that. So you just have to know what part of town you in, where you can move and where you can't. I think I skipped one. Once I get it, I let it go mentally, but I let you go too. If you are not open to a hustle, the best way to get rid of people is to loan them some money. That is so true. And my auntie taught me that she was just like, never loan money you gonna miss. So I always assume that once you loan it, it's already gone. You're not getting it back. So I've always gave my life like that. I ain't got it, and I don't never speak that on myself like I'm broke. I might be broke in my sense, and I'll tell my daughter that yeah, I'm broke. I don't have the amount of money I want today, but I ain't never broke. I always got some money. I always got some hustle. I always got some in some space to make some slide and make some work. But if I loan you the money, I'm not gonna ask you for my money back. If you say me you gonna give it back on Friday, I don't get it on Friday. I'm not gonna talk about it no more, and it's gonna be that. And the next time you come, be like, nah, you didn't give me that bread. I'm gonna stand 10 toes down. I don't talk about money in text message. The only people that can probably text me about some money is my mama, my dad, and my wife and my daughter. Like, you can't text me about no money. We gonna always talk business. My family and my daddy, the businessmen, they talk about money and personally, like, pull up on me or we can talk. You can call me. But my mama and daddy always made it where if I wanted something, I want to go chill in my auntie house. I need to get somewhere. I need to open my mouth and verbally say, what do I want? Not no text. Can I borrow? Because people are trying to downplay that emotion about you telling them no. If I say it in a text, well, I'm gonna leave it just like the text. I'll act like I ain't read it. Or I leave it on read because you didn't come to me as a man or a woman to ask me. You just gonna text me about getting some money. So we ain't doing that. Glorilla sister was online talking about this. Yeah, that's what we talking about. Memphis Rush. Wow, that's crazy. A professional broke person. They are. They are professional bums. Professional bums. The finesse of the finesse. Finesse two times is finesse. Is from Memphis. And people in Memphis know how to finesse. They'll run you up out your shoes. Hey man, let me borrow this real quick. They'll go sell it to somebody else and come back and still won't split it. Like it's a different type of breed of people out here. Um, they want to be They want to be subsidized by a family member that they think are doing a little bit better than them, or they think got it. Yeah, and we got to be real. And maybe Ebony could chime in on this. Glow contract and the money and the residuals and probably the back end, like you get back end on performances and then you get advanced some money. But she might have ran through a lot of that money. She probably gave some away, but it probably ain't working for her. I seen her do a couple of promo videos with Aristotle, and I hope she learned something from him. It might be trading, but most of that money do get gone through. So you think about if you send somebody 2,500 or 1,000 every other week or two, you start running out of money. Finesse ran out of money trying to take care of his mama. So if you trying to put the whole hood on and you taking care of 4 or 5 people, let's just say you send people $1,000 a month. Let's just be real. You send people $1,000 a month. Let's say you taking care of 5 people times 12. That's $60,000 a year that you just gave away. You're not getting nothing back. That's a lot of money. And that's just 1,000 a month. We ain't even talking about taking care of people every week. And you will see people cash apping week after week. Apple paying week after week, 250 here, 500 there, 100 there, 1,000 there. The professional bonds are come clear income of 30,000 from bumming. They ain't step foot on nobody clock. We just have to pay attention. She want a 80K Tahoe. I hope she from Memphis. She don't want no Tahoe. She want a scat, or she want a Charger, or she might want the Escalade truck, all black, that one that Glow got. She want that Escalade truck, or she want a Scat Pack, or she want a Charger, or she might even be going like top tier. She want a Lambo or a Lamborghini truck. She not going that mid tier right there. That's what the sister want. Think and swim option contract seem a little pricey. They're about the same. Loan money years ago. I've gotten an auntie right now that has been ducking from the family events for years. That just don't make no sense. Hashtag nope. There you go. That chop in the afternoon restaurant. Yeah, we chopping it up. Y'all can see we making it outside of this channel, but it still ain't doing much. It's pushing up through here. But we done chopped it up for about 30 minutes and the market really ain't done a whole lot of moving. It stayed in this range. That's why I said I'm not touching it. Because we can get to the top of this buy order and it just give out. And I know I have another resistance level here at 888. So again, I cut the bleed. We just watch for the next setup. Glow admitted she was okay sampling and knowing it will be touring is where the money at. Yeah. So again, we don't know how much money Glow actually got, and I'm sure she fronting bread. And the other siblings came out earlier. They got a recording of them telling her to stop, pretty much stop the cap, stop flogging. Glow do put, Glow has helped them, with money, and we got to be real about it. Glow may not be here forever, and them parents know they still got 9 of the kids to take care of. Their mama probably working. The daddy retired. You got insurance to pay for. They say one of the brothers is autistic, so you still got medical care for all of these children. Some of those kids are, I think they're grown, 30 and up, but some of the kids might still be, at the age where they're taken care of from the parents. So FedEx got great benefits. Mama probably trying to retire herself and still get those benefits. I can still get the money from my daughter, but I can still go if I got a cushiony job at FedEx. I can still clock in and get these lifetime benefits and let Fed pay me out to the rest of the, that 401k and those retirement benefits. So Glow ain't got to retire her parents, and people have to look at the long game and not just. Sometimes people just don't want to sit down and be still. If you're not moving, if you don't move it, you lose it. So that's a big thing in Memphis. You'll see a lot of people in wheelchairs, or they don't get up and they get bedridden because they don't move. They get into that place of stagnancy, or I ain't making no money. I'm getting this little social security check, and they don't get up and move all day. They stay in the bed all day. That ain't healthy. So go players still probably want to get out. They still want to use those limbs. If her mama still got an active mind, she want to get out and be around people. You might not want to be in the house all day. So we just gotta, think about it. I hope we make better decisions. I hope you guys are protecting yourselves when it comes to y'all family and making money, because they will come. And it'll start out with $20, and again, the professional bums, it'll be 20 today, 20 in another 2 days, and by the end of the month, you look up and you just spent $500 just sending people money that they're just not gonna give back. And if you're doing that for more than one person, because they go in rotation. They know when, oh well, you know, little Johnny done asked for 20, so I'm gonna wait a few days and then I'm gonna go ask for my 20. Or if they know little Johnny asked for 50 and you said nah, they gonna come back and ask you for 30 and be like, well, I ain't asked as much as little Johnny did. They might give it to me. So again, the finessers and the professional bombs, they work together. It's a whole system of finessing. And I'm just not about it. I'm not, again, if you need some help, I shoot it all the time. Like I'll get text. I'll even share it today. Last night when I got off a call with a one-on-one, a client that I'm working with right now was watching one of my old videos, and I told, if you were here for my holiday series, um back on my daughter's birthday, I was letting people buy her gifts off her Amazon wish list and send her a cash app, and that would cover their one-on-one session. And that was because that makes my daughter feel good. We don't live around a lot of families, so we don't get the Sunday dinners. She don't get to go to the auntie house throughout the week, and that's something I experienced. I was at my auntie house with my cousin every other day when my mama didn't work. So my siblings, we have a different type of relationship. My daughter doesn't get that because we stay further away from her uncles and aunties and other nieces and nephews and her grandparents. So I like for her to feel good. And this client saw that video, and that video was over 6 months. That was August of 2025. He cashed out me $10 and was like, hey, I know it's late, but this is a gift for your daughter. So when I give to people, I know it's going to come back in tenfold, and I appreciate that. And I pass that buck on to other people. I have people reach out to me and say, "Hey, I'm sending 100. Give that as a giveaway." Or if you know somebody that's struggling, they can't pay for a one-on-one, let that be theirs. Let me bless them. I have clients come through. Hey, I want to pay it forward. Let me pay for a mentorship for someone, and I'll try to break it up and give half to one person, half to another person. That way, two people get to sign up instead of just blessing one person. So the blessings come in, and I do believe in helping people, but I don't believe in letting people take advantage of you. So don't ever feel like you are pressured into giving to people, or feel guilty about having to give to somebody. That's not where that love, and that's not what God wants you to do. He won't want you to be guilted into helping people. You want to help people out the generosity of your heart, um, with nothing in return. I don't have to come in here and show, like they say, people giving out turkeys or sandwiches to the homeless. Don't record them. Just do the gift and let it be seen, from the Most High. And that's where I live from. I give it out. I'll let people know, hey, we got donation. I don't always, let them know who the sponsor is, because I don't want people going to beg to them. I kind of noticed that when you start letting people know, oh, they had a great week, or this client hit this, or this client paid for it, people start jumping in their inboxes asking for money. That's not the type of situation I want to send over to my clients and stuff like that. So I keep them anonymous, and so people don't bomb and borrow and beg for them. I just ask, what is the cycle they need to break in their family to create generational wealth? Not a handout. That's a help up. I ask that too, and I see it in my own family and immediate family. They want you to support whatever idea that they have, regardless if it works. So again, I'm not gonna go try to build a car and I fail, and I build a car and I fail, I build a car and I fail, and I'm not getting anywhere. It's okay to keep trying, but if you've gone down this path and you start back over again at one again, we go through a cycle. What do most, again, generationally, they get the tax season, they go get them a car, they go get them a little piece of house, and in a couple of months they don't work because they got the little piece of check. And then now when it's time for rent due again, once the check done ran out, now they broke and now they trying to find a job, but they don't have enough money to set them through the situation because they was just like, oh, now we got the little tax money, we ain't gonna work right now. And then once tax money run out, now we're gonna ask the family members, hey, y'all gonna help me? I'm about to get evicted. Hey, y'all gonna help me? My car about to be repoed. Well, you had a couple of months of stacked up taxes. You could have been paying for that, or you could have been working and hustling before this situation happened. That's when they want you to come help. They want you to come help once it's in dire distress. Being the black sheep of the family and an introvert loner keeps those problems away from me. But when people ask me about trading, I send them to KBDB to YouTube. That's what you got to do. Like, again, a lot of people come hit y'all up once y'all learn how to trade. You learn how to trade from me, and you post those games. They're gonna say, "Hey, well, you teach me. I ain't gotta go play that full strength from Chastity. You just teach me, and I'm gonna learn from you, and I can keep my money. And you gonna make some money." Well, everybody that trade ain't a good teacher, and everybody that teaches ain't a good trader. Got to find somebody that gives you a little bit of that balance. And that's what they think. They be like, man, you holding out or you gatekeeping because you paid for it to learn, and now you won't teach me. But just because somebody else can do it doesn't mean they can teach you. And people just have to understand it, and they take it personal and be like, oh, well, you should just trade for free. I told every one of my family members back in about 2022, if you reach out to me, if you my cousin or if you are a child of my family member, you can learn to trade for free. I can count on my hand how many family members reached out to me in 2022 or 2023 or 2024 or 2025 for that matter, while I was teaching for free. Crickets. I had one nephew and he trading. My nephew Jaden, he reached out to me. I got a cousin, Travis. He reached out and he's like a fourth. He's my cousin's cousin. He's my he's my step cousin's cousin. So he really not really related to me. He's just a family member. He's just a friend that's really close. But he's my cousin's cousin. He reached out, learned how to trade, took off with it. But I've only had about three, maybe four cousins that reached out and actually started learning the trade. Nobody reached out when I said it was free. Nobody reached out when I said it was $30. Nobody reached out once it hit 100. Now that my program is 700 for the group and 1500, they're like, oh, now they want to go. My good government job gave out, or cost of living went up. Can you teach me for free? No, I gave you the opportunity to learn for free. Now there's no learning for free. Now it's you gonna pay because you waited and you doubted. You waited to get. You waited for me to get off the ground and you wanted to kind of I've always, again, I'm not the black sheep of my family. I am the chosen one. I'm the favorite. But amongst my cousins that are not as well off as me, I am the one that's hated. I am the one who lived with their two-parent household that did wasn't in the projects. I went to school. I had a car at 6. I've always had a car. I've always had money because I like money and I like to work. But that sense of jealousy, they reached out, man, I'm not teaching them. I'd be like, man, I'm full right now. But again, it's not a hatred, but it's to give you back. Sometimes you have to give people a little bit of salt with sugar. I'm not gonna let you dog me. I'm like, yeah, man, I finessed my little cousin to teach me how to trade. She taught me for free. Nah, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. I'm as sweet as can be. I love all people and I help anybody. I give you the shirt off my back, shoes off my feet because I got plenty more and I don't care. I wear the same outfit all week and wash it every day if that's what I had to do to save some money. But that's what I do in the trenches to make sure I got what I need and I don't have to ask anybody else. But for other people, oh no, they got to go have the outfits on the 4th of July. They got to go have the outfits for the Memorial Day. They going to go spend all that money when they could just go wash their clothes and try to make some money. You got interview clothes, you got work boots, but you got an outfit on for the 4th of July for some independents that don't even go for us. If I see people go buy outfits for the 4th of July for some independents that ain't for us, and then they broke and begging, I'd be like, man, you better go get some refunds on them outfits. Durango Hellcat, you already know it. You already know what she want that Hellcat, she want that Charger, she might like the way with her being in a Malibu, she might want a Maxima, but you might want to step it up to the Altima, but she gonna want that Scat Cat. She might want a Mustang, a little T top. She might want a Corvette, cause she's in that she's in the rainbow community, so she want to flex for some girls and get their attention. So she want a sports car. Might not want no truck. But this intermission inside of the trading, hey, if you've been here in your first time, you probably like, whoa, we got the trading, then we got on spending money, then we got on finessing, and then we got on music, but it all correlates. It still comes back to money. Markets and money, music and money, all of this stuff comes together. And we're still consolidating. We're still inside of this that range. If I cut all my indicators off, we and just extend the channel, we have not broke out of this channel. We're teetering with that midline, and I told y'all that. So here's the range down, but let's make another path. Here's the trend line. Trend line is still not breaking the bud. We're still running that trend line. We're inching up, but it's pulling back that it's gonna kill the premium on that theta and inch up. Kill the premium, inch up. But I want y'all to see a little bit higher time frame. What goes up probably must come down. This might want to come neckline right back down. The steeper it gets, because it's not pushing up hard. So again, I'm still looking for a bearish setup for later in this afternoon. We either gonna get a bounce from 88 to 90, or we gonna just sell back down, because buyers are putting all in. They giving all their work to keep this thing up, and sellers are still being able to come in and press this down. Now I know I went off on a tangent for a little bit about the markets and the music, talking about Memphis, but I'm glad y'all could relate. If you still enjoy it and you still could relate, you don't think it was too far, I'll go and drop them sevens in the chat again. Y'all let me know y'all still here. We've been on like 3 hours. You can drop 3 hours, or you could drop some sevens. Let me know y'all still with me. Make sure you like and hit the share button so we can still get it out. We still gonna make that $100. Now we're inching up. We're about 30 minutes before lunch. We might not make it to lunch. Oh dang! I didn't realize I had gone over my time, because I was supposed to hit that 11. Hold on. My apologies. Y'all didn't make me go over. I had an 11 o'clock meeting. He was running a little late. So let me see if he's still here. I might have to leave you guys and come back at power hour. But we know the setup. We're looking for this trend. We already looking at the contracts for 68, 69. I mean 680, 688, 689, and 690. And then we're not setting any puts. Now we're not gonna watch this all day. I'm just doing it because y'all are here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna come up here. What level is this? 686.50. So we're gonna just set an alert for 686.5, and then we're gonna have price crossing down, and we're done. We're gonna go chill. I can go do this one-on-one, because until we cross down on this level, I'm not getting a put, and until we cross up on this level, I'm not getting a call. So I want to cross up. The level to the upside is about 688.38. So I have an alert here. I have an alert here. One of these two has to cross for me to take a play. So I'm about to see if my client is still on. If they are, I'm going to have to come off and then come back and meet you guys at power hour. So today we did see $100 play on this move and on this one. We did not take this one. We did see it in the paper trade. So I didn't make it before lunch. Some people did. I'm still here sipping my coffee. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Again, risk management. This is proper risk management. We're not getting tied up in the play. We're not getting trapped, because this thing has been trading sideways. All right. So my client is still here. We'll try to come back on. I'll make a new link for Power Hour. We'll come back at about 2 Central, I believe. If I can get on. If not, I'll send y'all screenshots. But we got the levels. I just told y'all the call contracts are 60 call side on SPY is 688, 689, and 690. On the put side, we are waiting for a break below here, so it will be 686, 685, and 684 on that put side, no lower than 680. So I got y'all the call contracts, put contracts, and then I will see you guys after lunch doing Power Hour. Like, share, comment, come back. Who was that? Soft Swag. Grab my email. Send me an email for that birthday, 30-minute session if you got some questions. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good afternoon.